Oh, I think I just hit the Q button with 8 seconds left. Alright, I'm here with this thing. I saw this card played, and it gave me ideas. What this card is a 3 mana, I mean, I guess it's 7 mana, 6/5, but not really. It's a 3 mana cycler, but when you cycle it, you get a basic land. So it's a 3 mana instant speed, uncounterable green divination. You get a land, and you get a random card from the cycle. That seems very interesting. So I was wondering how to get this to, make sense. Where does this go, right? And I see this card around, and they seem to play nicely with each other, so why not, right? Just put something in the graveyard for escape. And I have another escape card here, Underworld Charger. Not nearly as good as this, in my opinion, but still fine. You don't always have this. Sometimes this is all you can do. I thought about running Treasure Cruise in a deck like this as well, but probably too many things are asking for the graveyard that it's probably not a good idea. Especially if I choose Tolarian Terror. It's already kind of strenuous between Terror and Delve, right? So you might as well... Terror and Escape is probably better than Delve and Escape. So I'm going to try Terror. Lorien Revealed, the Troll and the Ent for all the 1 minute cycling things from the Lord of the Rings set. All of these are solid. You see them played all over the place, and this is just a good place for them, I think. Overwhelming Remorse is very interesting. If I can keep just a few creatures in my graveyard, I imagine this costs less than 5. You could make the argument there are better removal spells than this card, but I'm willing to at least try this card. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's good, maybe it isn't. It's also good to simply exile your opponent's creature if it is something like this, right? Most of my opponent's creatures are not giant, scary, hard to deal with things, though, so this might just be wrong 6 ways to Sunday, but I've never played it before. It looks interesting, and it's on theme. This land is they're basically the new fetch lands. Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds are just gone now. I don't see ever running those cards for any reason. Also, this is 62 cards. So I'm going to actually take out 2 of these. This is just your better Evolving Wilds. It works for your Escape and all that jazz. Also Delve. We don't have any Delve, though. But it comes in untapped and can look for any land. And I guess you can cycle it from hand. Not ever seeing myself as really doing that, but, you can do that, right? The removal is Grafts of Darkness in this thing, and some unexpected fangs. This is somewhat popular in normal Pauper. It goes in decks with Tolarian Terror. I just don't really know if this is the format. Historic Pauper is not normal Pauper. This could just simply get in the way, or I wish it was something else. It could be... Well, it can't be Wilt. Oh, actually, it can be Wilt. I was thinking of the other one. Terra Sunder, the 4-minute kicker thing. I think that's an uncommon. I would love to run that card here, but I can't. I could be very weak to Bant Hexproof, green, white Hexproof, whatever the Hexproof color scheme is. But this seems interesting. I like everything it's doing. It looks hilarious to me. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. Like, comment, subscribe, send it. Alright. Any turn 1 ideas here? I don't think so. No, there's no turn 1 ideas. There's no incentive, really. Cauldron Familiar. So there's some ways to make food, but for the most part, not really. I'm going to cycle this for the tap land immediately. And it will be this one. I can exile it too, although if I die to this, congratulations. But I'm probably not going to die to that. That would be nuts, but it is possible. So you and pass. Look at that. Look at this crab. Watch this crab gain me like 5 life over the course of this game. Watch it. Watch it do its thing. What are you doing? Don't you target my crab. Yeah, that's right. Wait, what? Death touch or lifelink counter? Okay, probably a life. Oh no, they did a death touch counter. Okay. Even if it eats a removal spell, it's like, are you upset the crab ate a removal spell? Like, I don't think you are. I don't think I'm ever upset this crab ate a removal spell. It ate a removal spell. Look at that. It actually did. Like, are we upset? Because it does replace itself. My opponent went down a card to kill it. It's not attacking them. It's just in the way. Even though they had a 2-1 death toucher, they still wanted to kill it. Look at that. Look at that. Anything to justify my ideas. So I will do this because I want to. And then I'll pass. I don't really ever want to Grasp of Darkness this. But it does discount the terror. I don't need it to be discounted, though. I can just play it next turn. Yikes. So, I'm pretty sure if you kill before the mutate, it's a problem. So I'm just gonna do it now, and then now it kills the whole thing, right? Yeah, that makes sense. And then we can get rid of the land. Yeah. Look at that. So I don't need double green. I really don't need more black. Suppose I'll get the island then. I think that's fine. Kind of have my colors taken care of here. Not sure what my opponent can do now. Looks like nothing? Wow. It's probably better to cycle this than not. And I don't believe I would cast Fangs if I top-decked it off the cycle. But I suppose I'll just cycle anyways. Whoa, wait, what am I doing? That's not how that card works. This one, like that, right? There's no reason not to cycle now, so. Destroy a target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Okay, that just doesn't work. But they could block with it if they want. They did not block with it. I will probably do nothing. I wonder how they actually get this back. It's mono black, so it doesn't have any green cards. I really have no idea how this gets back. Did I blow myself out? Sacrifice a permanent? Yeah, I did. Alright. Blowout. That's not good. That is not good. Could have just not let that happen, honestly. Oh, I did draw a Fangs, too. I mean, it's not too late. I have a lot of things in my deck that my opponent would rather not deal with, right? Probably just send it on the first creature that goes through. Because, like, why not, right? Alright. We have a boatload of good draws. Of course, our opponent top decks that. That's one of our good draws. Okay. Always playing the lands. We have a lot of good draws. So there's an Ent. There's one more of these terrors. More of these. Honestly, there's a lot of good draws. But I'm not really losing the race. I'm not really losing the race. That's annoying. Let's not let that be a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, that was the literal perfect draw, sort of. Alright, that's fine. No, wait, yeah, okay, that was the perfect draw. That was a funny cycle. A funny, way of things happening. Remove counters? What? Remove counters from that creature? You've... What? Are you serious? What? Come on. Get out of here with that. Are you serious? Get out of here. Get out of my game with that nonsense. Get out of my game with that nonsense. Alright. Oh, right, they can't block. They can't block. Alright, they're just dead. Alright. It's a hand like this that makes me like Tolarian Terror less. I think it's still fine, though. Ooh, gain life. Nice. Alright, let's cycle this one. A life gain land. Interesting. Let's get you. Then we can cycle the Tusker. Ooh, another gain life land. Uh-huh. Don't have to do it right now. Do they respect the perfect counter spells? Of course not. Enters... Wait, tapped power token. That's curious. I do need a second blue for the Lorraine Reveals if it winds up being something I'm casting. I will use this turn to cast this. Solid old 4/4. Can't hate it. I never actually looked at the art. It's a snake beast. Is that the same as questing beast? Is that a snake beast or is that a hydra beast? Might be a hydra beast. One of these is not like the other. Oh, we got ourselves a... Alright, okay, I like it. Opponent's playing some honest magic over there. Good old straightforward magic. Love to see it. Alright, these decays really like me. I think I might be keeping both Lorien Revealeds. Who knows? Gain life equal to its power. Sure. So get rid of this. No. Or maybe yes, but not worth casting. So I'd like a land, but I think drawing 3 is just really good. So, do I need to? Maybe I don't need both of these. You know what? I'm going to take a turn off and draw this. I'm not convinced I'm in dire straits because I took a turn to cast this spell. Alright. So I got 6 mana. I can just cast an Ent. Opponent has nothing. Tragic. That's right. Bask in my hard evidence. I almost want to crack the clue. I'm under the impression my opponent can deal with an artifact. But maybe that doesn't really matter anyways. Alright, I guess the 5/7 was too much. If Echoing Decay was a different removal spell, though, I guess that wouldn't have happened. We'll keep this. Let's, what's turn 1 look like? Looks like this. And... a blue or a black? Okay, well, obviously a black. Alright, Snooze Fest blue. The Snooze blue, again. I'm not going to fight over anything. Wait, what? Okay, how does this work? Did they draw a card? How does this work? They don't, because they don't control one upon resolution. Nice. Real nice. Big nice. Okay, I can't cast that. Am I cycling this? Yes. And I'm getting a black. Alright, well, back to boring and stupid again. Nice, nice. Can do this, can cycle for an island. Play said island. And then play said hard evidence. Have double green. I don't anticipate this as an aura deck, but it just played the dumb cards, so I guess it is. I am beyond uninterested in respecting a combat trick. Alright. I don't really care if this gets countered. Can I have a better turn than that? Not really. This is probably fine. Okay, so we have enough cards to cast that out of the graveyard, but obviously that costs 7. Alright, I don't really know what's going on. I thought it was a ninjutsu deck because of these, but then it wasn't because of this, but it doesn't seem to be an aura deck? It still could be. This makes me think it is, right? At least the whatever the green aura card is. I can't remember the name of it. The Ancestral Mask. This is just what I gotta do here, yeah. Okay, is there any merit in playing an untapped land? No. There is not. So I will pass. Alright, 2 mana exiles. Almost 1 mana. Hopefully I don't need them. I will hope for an actual ninjutsu card now. There is not one again. There is literally nothing. Alright, I'll send this. I don't even think my opponent would protect this if, yeah, I don't think they'd do that. Another hard evidence that discounts both the terrors. Okay. Let's see if I can't find something better. Nope. Let's see if this resolves. Yep. Let's go to second phase. Maybe get some ideas. No ideas. Alright. Could have played an untapped land just to crack the clue, but I don't know what I'm drawing into, and I think the tap land in the long run is just better here. Could be wrong, but I don't think I'm gonna in a ruined state because I did what I did there. I'm kind of beside myself that my opponent has nothing. Like, I can't really... I'm a little flabbergasted. Okay. And I am interested in swinging. So I will. I will not cycle these trolls. All of my threats at this point are just valid, and I don't need more cards in the graveyard for this. I mean, if they die, then they go to the graveyard anyways. Alright, yeah. I don't really know what was going on there. They had, like, the tempo mono blue thing, and also this for some reason. It was the not only the only green card they only played 1 island. So, this could have been a mix of the two, but they went so long without doing anything, and they also didn't crack this to scry 2 for some reason. My opponent had things to do, and they didn't do them. So I really have no idea what was going on. Like, they were leaving up mana to respect stuff, maybe represent counters, but that obviously didn't matter, so I don't know. But yeah, look at that, the blowout. Not only did they not draw a card, we 2-for-1'd them. Look at that. Told you, Echoing Decay. It's a good sign this deck does not mulligan too often. That's a good sign. That means something's going right. Blue-black pass turn. Interesting. Oh, blue-black instant. Nope. No cantrip. Okay, I'm a little curious here. I'm probably going to get an untapped island, because I would like to have this uncounterable cycle. Gotta love your instant speed divinations your opponent can't interact with. Other than, like, stifle. Alright, no land. Look at that. We'll take that. This is probably a blue-black control deck. I haven't played against one of these yet. Okay, it's blue-black poison counters. Blue-black poison counters. Kinda spooky. Kinda spooky. It can be killing you. It does a pretty good job at making it so you can't, like, swing at them for a bunch. There's very few cards that actually give poison counters that you cannot fundamentally interact with. And, of course, my opponent just had one of them. There's no way they block. Okay, they blocked. I can't believe that. Maybe I wanted to just kill that then? I just didn't expect them to block. Not going to lie. Did not expect to block there. It's probably worth it to kill it. It was probably worth it to kill it. I cannot kill my own creature, so... Yep. It's just going away. That's an exile. That's an exile card. Okay, that's the other one. Prologue is the other poison counter that you can't interact with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can play this. Was this better than this? Probably. They're basically the same, honestly. They're basically the same. They don't have enough cards in hand to proliferate if every card in my opponent's hand is a proliferate. That is the third Anoint with Affliction. Kind of sketched out at playing this and getting hit here. So, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to play it. I'm not convinced they have the fourth Anoint with Affliction. My opponent just has the fourth Anoint with Affliction because of course they do. Now I take an extra poison counter. Excellent. Yep, do this. That's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we exile you, and you. Oh wait, it has to be 4. There's only 4, right? Yeah, because they exiled all the others with their 4 perfect removal spells. Look at that. Okay. I'm beside myself if I lose this game, because the rat hit me. I'd be beside myself. Wow. That's just nuts. That's completely insane. The rat hit me and I lost. Like, that's nuts. It literally will boil down to that. We did it. We did it. We actually won. I fangs for the last counter. Wow. But yeah, this deck only... Well, wait, let me not sandbag my opponent. Let me not sandbag him. I think there's really only 2 cards in the game, right? You have Vraska's Fall and Prologue that start the chain before you have to hit them with like a Blightbelly Rat or some creature. But this is honestly some of the best they could have asked for, especially with actually making contact with a Toxic and getting an extra counter. And it boiled down to the last draw because of that. That's why I really wanted to not cast my creature so I could kill this, because I didn't have the mana. Even though it's it's a huge drop in mana for like efficiency, but that doesn't matter if I don't die. So that almost cost me. I just didn't respect the 4th Anoint. I really didn't, and they had it, but was almost there, or not close enough. Okay. Sure. That's weird. Alright, it's multicolored. It's got a bunch of colors going on. Do I kill this? Nope. It's only bad if they go, like, Vraska's Edict into bopping me. The only thing I can envision being bad. The Poison Counter Edict. My opponent is taking 20 minutes for each game action, some of them wholly irrelevant as well. Such as, not limited to, swinging. I think my opponent might be a newer player, though. Alright, Hard Evidence. Do the thing. Do your thing. Maybe I should have not cast this, because I had everything taken care of. I just didn't need to do that. Alright, I'm not in a cycle mood right now. I don't think I'm cycling these. But I didn't have to kill that. I could have maybe held on to this for a larger issue later, because I did have the 2 creatures covered. But if a single removal spell, they could start getting through. This is 4 colors, so they do have the proliferate blue stuff. Like I assume, I don't know. Alright, that doesn't have... Alright, that's fine. Alright, combat trick. What do we got? Alright, don't care. If I play this, I can Lauren revealed. It's probably better to do this. So I will. Echoing Decay. That means I don't have to make a move right now, which I prefer instead of casting Feed the Swarm. I highly doubt there's a red source in this deck. It's just the old Atraxa Toxic deck without Atraxa. But I would love to see a second copy of one of these. Although I don't really care about Poison Dart Frog. It does have Death Touch. It does have Death Touch, so maybe I care a little bit. Returns a permanent. I'd rather them not target the Blightbelly Rat, so I'll just try to bounce that. Priority is being held here, but it could be for the 2-mana activation of this, because it can tap itself for the activation. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Wait, what? Alright, yeah, no, yeah, alright. You got it. Doesn't look like a proliferate deck, but again, it's got blue. Maybe it still does, but the first counter might not just end my life, which is, you know, namely the important thing. It's kind of the crucial thing. So this reads, it can't be blocked except by 3 or more. I don't have an instant speed removal spell, but I could Fang's combat trick, like feed the swarm this and then swing and see what happens. This can't actually block, so they do need another creature after I try to kill something. There's a lot of big 6-drops just sitting in my deck, too, if this one doesn't live. Okay. That is Toxic 2. Not many cards have Toxic, well, more than Toxic 1. This does. My opponent also, I believe, played a land I did not know about, which you obviously don't want to do. You don't want to give that to your opponent. I am not going to block the... anything, actually. They're screaming some kind of combat trick. Otherwise, that attack makes no sense. So their last card is some kind of combat trick. It could be the same card again, but it doesn't actually trade. It doesn't trade with a 1+1+3, so I'm not sure what this other card is. I highly doubt it's another copy of this, because if it was, I feel like they'd maybe swing with this as well. Although, I guess maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Trading damage is not super exciting when my opponent's damage is just set to 10. So gaining life doesn't really do anything. So... what now? I think I do this. I think that's what we do. I want to see this combat trick. I'd like to get it out of hand if that's what it is. Okay, that's, I guess, not... I didn't learn anything. So, now what? At this point, I am interested in blocking with Fangs. So... okay. Target creature power 2 or less can't blah blah blah. So I anticipate they attack with the 3/1 and the 1/1, similar to last turn. Or not. They also shown me that they drew a land. Again, they probably shouldn't have done that. Yep, it's the same kind of attack. Whoop-de-doo. Not block anymore, though. So now we have to find out what this card is. +2/+2. Alright, nice. I win. Maybe not. They do draw a card, actually. They do draw a card, so maybe it's another relevant card, which would be very annoying. What does this do? It has flying if I have... oh wait, no. It always has flying. It's Death Touch and Lifelink. Kind of annoying, actually. They cannot block this right now, though, so... and I have a reach for this. It does not have Toxic, actually. It doesn't have Toxic. Yeah, this isn't a big deal because it doesn't have Toxic on it. So, do I want to cast the Ent? Opponent tried to block there. I wouldn't have blocked there even if it was free. You're keeping this around. Why would you get rid of this? Okay, if I play this, the poison issue is at a halt. I just don't cast a Lauren Revealed, but that's probably better, right? Like, this just sitting here means them stealing 2 life a turn is not doing anything. That's not why I win or lose this game. It's the poison counters. Alright, that's annoying. That now lets them block with the Poison Dart Frog. Okay. So, if my opponent's not attacking, neither am I. And I absolutely win this in the long run, unless there's, you know, cards that are absolutely bananas in my opponent's deck. But it's very hard to have a crazy bananas card when you're 4 colors, all basics. Really? Flying till end of turn. Okay, so that gets in for free, because I can't block it. It's got Menace. Opponent's doing a pretty good job at closing this game out, actually. It's getting kind of concerning. Oh, opponent, please. It's playing so slow. Okay, that doesn't help me. I was hoping to draw a removal spell by now. There's a lot of removal spells in my deck. Okay, I gotta kill... I guess nothing specifically, but... Alright, so play this, and try to blow out my opponent. This is the best this is going to get. I'm just going to send it. I could have cast this pre-combat, like here. This is probably fine, though. My life total doesn't matter. I don't need the life linker. It's just the 2 death touchers in the way. There's also a chance they just simply take it, because they don't want to lose all their toxic when I'm at 5. They could just simply take this. It would be wise for them to come to the conclusion that my life total doesn't matter. And it's just the poison counter. So they probably should not triple block this. It's not lethal until next turn anyways, right? You don't have to worry about it this turn cycle. And you have an escape tunnel to give, well, I guess... this unblockable. That's another 2 guaranteed poison. So I'd be at 7. And then you can Alpha Strike. I block that. It'd be 8. And then if this ever dies, it'd be 9. Yeah, it's correct to not block here. Alright. They figured it out, I guess. And because they figured it out, I will make sure I do not die. And I don't believe I have to Echoing Decay right now. I'm pretty sure Tolarian Terror is too big of a deal for my opponent as is simply another attacker, that this is fine to just run out. And I will float off a mana because I'm not representing anything. My opponent's taking 10 years. I'm just going to peel the mana off so it's not holding priority for this. Alright. Interesting. They played rather slow for someone to come to the conclusion that they must now concede very quickly from a top deck. Okay, so I played a lot more of this deck than I planned on it. Planned on playing it, but, you know, whatever. So in the beginning, I didn't have some of these, and by the end I did. Like, Extract a Confession is just solid against the hexproof creatures. The hexproof creature usually being the largest creature your opponent has. Extremely easy, borderline free to just escape Evidence 6 when you have Ents and Trolls to, you know, immediately have that, right? So it's perfect. So if you need to exile or edict the strongest thing, that's just good. So this card is solid, and I kind of wish I saw it earlier. Of course, right when I threw it in my deck, I no longer saw any of the hexproof creatures. Of course, right? But I came to the conclusion that this was not a plan A, right? It's just a solid thing to do sometimes. I already have, like, all of these big scary things to draw into. I don't have a lot of ramp. Actually, I have no ramp. So maybe some ramp is in order, but I do think my removal package is fine at stabilizing in the intermediate before I would get to like turn 6, turn 7. stuff like that, right? I didn't actually cast this that many times. This is just always divination, and I really like this card a lot. This might be one of my favorite green cards. Uncounterable instant speed, divination, and one of those two cards is always a land. Never really upset with that. Could have maybe gone down one of these. However, most of the time when this was in play, I was not really upset with it. Like, oh, I need an untapped land more than I needed a color, and that's pretty cool. This is double green, but it's so late in the game that's not really an issue. This is double blue, can be kind of annoying. This being double black is probably the most annoying of everything, so maybe if you feel like that's being an issue, you could replace this with another card. I don't know what that card is. But I will say, it's never a problem to have all the mana. It's just you're not going to really have it on curve reliably. But between the Ent, the Troll, and Lorien Revealed, I always have double black. Just always. Oh, and this card. This as well. And this. And this. But I should say before, like, turn 3, because then this is, like, a little late, right? But I always have double black if I need it. It's very easy. I might not play this turn 1, but it's very easy to play it turn 2 with all the ways to find a blue source, right? So I'm never color screwed. It's extremely difficult, if not outright impossible, to beat color screwed when you're running all of these. But with that being said, it was probably on average one turn too slow. I did win a whole bunch, but I did lose to a lot of, like, honestly, a lot of my losses were to jank 1-drops, and I just got swarmed by 1-drops in the text box on the 1-drops. Didn't really matter. I just sort of got swarmed, which is kind of funny. Echoing Decay sometimes bails me out because, you know, sometimes your opponent has 2 of the same card, but sometimes it doesn't. For the most part, it does at least kill something, right? Like, there's a lot of creatures that this kills, like a lot that this kills. There's some that it doesn't, but there's a fair amount that it does. You could probably go down to 2 of these and maybe up a Feed the Swarm or some other removal spell. I don't really know. The land count, what was the land count? 20? I probably could have gone down a land, honestly. I probably could have gone down a land by the end of it. It felt like I was never mana screwed because, again, not only do these fix your colors, they're also literally lands. You can just pay 1 and find another land. Like, you can keep a 1-land hand and then, like, 2 of these or whatever or something like that, and you're totally fine. So it essentially has almost 30 lands between all of these. It really does. I almost felt like I wanted maybe 1 or 2 copies of Treasure Cruise by the end of it, too. Maybe I did. There's an argument to dropping Tolarian Terror if I want to go that route. If it was one or the other, maybe that's fine. I would also probably think about a ramp spell, maybe Explore. You could run Growth Spiral. It's just hard to actually cast Growth Spiral in an early turn, especially when black is so important early. But Explores in the game. Into the North, I believe, is a common. Yeah, it is. I've seen a couple people cast that. So there's ways to, like, actually cast ramp spells. And ramp spells count twice as much for Tolarian Terror because it goes to the graveyard, and obviously this cares. You could run the massive package of 1-mana Menadorks as well. There's Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, and Avacyn's Pilgrim, which taps for white. A little annoying, but not really a big deal. Like, that would not stop me from playing it in this deck if that was what I wanted to do, to get 12 of them. But in all, this probably isn't as good as the other deck I was playing, the blue-red Izzet thing. It definitely wasn't, and I didn't really see anyone playing anything like this, so I don't know if I'm on my own wavelength with it or whatever, but it did see pretty decent success, right? It's just, you're going to get trampled by, like, 1-drop Central. Mono red wasn't really a big deal. I do have a lot of removal for their, like, you know, Kiln Fiends or whatever, so that wasn't a big deal. But the go wide random jank 1-drops, like, someone just has these cards, like, you know, a new player just playing the format seemed to have a better time against me than, like, mono red established decks. But that's just gonna happen. It's just funny. So let me know what you thought about this deck. If you have ideas for this archetype, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Alright, I'm back with the last deck I can possibly play because there's only 30 minutes left of the event. This might not be the most fine-tuned list, but I want to play some blue-black control. You can't stop me. And actually, you know what? One final change. I might actually add some of these, because we do have treasure cruises, all four, and consider and just graveyard-based lands seem pretty good with treasure cruise, right? Fetch lands. The only win condition is ill-gotten inheritance and making people concede to devious cover-up. Send it. No time. Oh, I thought I had 30. I have 20. I have 25 minutes. All right. 25 minutes. We're going to get at least one win with our control deck because people will concede to it. Or not. Or we'll just have one 25-minute game. That works too. All right. No time to mulligan. More gaming. Alright, Swamp. That's one of my favorite Swamp arts, actually. I really like this one. I have it in foil. Love it. Looks purty. Haha, you fool! Wait a minute. Yeah. We're gonna counter that. It replaces itself. It's annoying. I'd rather not deal with it. Better to look for land than lose a game, I think. Okay, found the land. No counterspell up, but that's fine. What are we at? 4 cards already? I almost want more fetch lands, actually. That's a fine turn for my opponent, I think. Not upset with that. I'm going to draw a discard, because I'm not sure what's going on, but apparently it's not a bunch of creatures. Let's get rid of the creature removal, because I have a ton of it. Alright, so I'm at 7 cards already. Probably can wait. No, I don't feel like waiting. No time. Okay. This is an instant, by the way. Whole ton of removal. There is no black card that's a problem here yet. There's no, like, flash, mythic, rare 4-drop that I haven't heard of. Okay, Suffocating Flames. Or Fumes, excuse me. Interesting. I've seen this a few times. It does cycle. I'm curious how my opponent wins the game as a mono black deck. At least I have, Devious Cover-Up to, like, go forever. That'd be hilarious if my first opponent was, like, a go-to-decking opponent. I got what I wanted in my final 20 minutes. Alright. Let's play this. I should run... No, actually I can't. Never mind. I was going to say I should run maybe the blue-black one so I could cycle it. I can't because I'm not a third color. I'm not drawing to anything, really. So I don't see an incentive to, like, cycle my Villain's Lair. If this does go to decking, I would deck out first if my opponent doesn't give me Devious Cover-Up targets. Assuming I actually draw a Devious Cover-Up. It is interesting that my opponent has not played a card yet. That's actually really weird. They actually have to go to discard. That's really, really weird, actually. It's very strange. Okay, let's just get rid of... I'm going to keep Feed the Swarm under the impression that my opponent is some kind of ill-gotten inheritance deck. The enchantments that steal life. So I don't just get surprised by that. A whole ton of removal. A whole ton of removal. Alright, they finally found a land, which means they're not going to play anything, because that was their draw for the turn. I'm going to run out of lands to hit. They drew a land again. Okay. I could just discard Opt, or Consider. I think I'm just going to discard it. My hand is perfect. I don't need anything unique. My opponent has seen 10 lands in their deck, So maybe... Well, they're about halfway done, so that makes sense. Oh, they seem slightly more. I forgot about those. A Zealot. I'm just gonna send it. I'm just gonna send it. Seems to be like their only creature. I don't... Is this like mono black removal with no win condition? Oh, you know what? I should have Devious covered up the first opportunity I had. I should have done that. That was a mistake. Mistakes have been made. Should just send them when I can. At least they're playing fast. I can respect that. We do have Ill-Gotten Inheritance in here somewhere. So it's not like I'm just gonna deck out. Oh, I mean, I could just not draw them and die that way, too. Okay, there's one. My opponent actually is mono black removal. So, good luck. Unless they have Feed the Swarm, then I feel kind of sad. So, shuffle this, that, and this in, and I don't really actually have to shuffle anymore. I can shuffle this card into my deck. I can literally do that. Let's... Wait, we can let this resolve. I have answers to it that are not on the stack, which is pretty useful, so... My opponent could have one of these, too. Could be likely. Sure, that doesn't really matter in the long run. Okay, pass. Wow, look at that! The grindy mono black deck with Ill-Gotten Inheritance in infinite removal just can't contest the blue mirror break. This is the funniest first game to play in the last 20 minutes. That's really funny. Alright. Okay, the Pauper event ended. The first game I played was awesome. It was kind of cool. I like my opponent's deck. Mono removal nonsense with Ill-Gotten Inheritance, which is kind of what I'm doing, just with blue in it, so I don't run out of cards. But other than that, the other opponents I played were just it was literally a river of mono red, and that was it. So I didn't really get to win any games. I didn't really get to play. The game was over on like turn 3. Which, you know, it makes sense. It's the very end of it, and people just want to, like, squeeze out wins before the Pauper event ends. I just ran into a boatload of red decks, so kind of lame. But I like the strategy. I will say this would have been way better if I had more time, right? I ended up putting in Lorien Revealed and stuff. I kind of finagled around at the end there, but this is better with Tolarian Terror. It should be in here. It just should. There's no question about it. Maybe get rid of Libation or Confession, one of these maybe, or down some of these. There's a way to make room for it, and it just should be in here, so... That's just the best card in blue, really, next to Treasure Cruise. Would have made it better. I just didn't want to play that again, right? Or, shoot, just drop Ill-Gotten Inheritance and play Tolarian Terror, right? But all of this doesn't matter. The event's over. I don't know if I had enough footage to even put this into YouTube. There was another deck I played, so maybe I can squeeze that in and make a video out of it. I just wanted to make as much Pauper content as possible. Format is extremely interesting, extremely fun, very unexplored because it's not permanent. No one has time to explore it, and this is my... just another time for me to advocate for it to be around forever. I don't know why it isn't, other than money, because it's Pauper, and people don't have to spend $1,000 for 5 mythic rare wild cards, and Wizards doesn't make their money. But this should be in the game. I'm upset that it isn't, and I don't want to keep playing Magic online for my Pauper. I like Historic Pauper. There's no reason it shouldn't be in here, other than money. It's good for new players. It's good for people on a budget. It's good for people who don't want to keep up with the newest and latest rares and mythics, deck-defining cards. It's good for people who don't have 55 rares and mythics to make tier 1 decks, and even if you don't play standard and you play an Eternal format where you can always play the cards you made, or own, I guess. The only reason is money. That's the only conclusion I can come to, and that's really, really, really unfortunate. But I still play Pauper with people on friends list because it's just a fun format, even if it is a budget or not. It's not like the game is terrible or something like, oh, it's so different. Like, yeah, it's still playing Magic. It's just the power level is way lower for everybody. And games go longer. Games are not defined on turn one sometimes, right? That's pretty cool. You don't just lose on turn one. You can actually play a game where you see your fifth land drop and the game is still like being played. You can hard cast Luring Revealed in a game and the game continues, right? It's kind of cool, but that's all I've got for this deck here. I don't know where it's going to be placed in a video if I do place it, so I don't know how to make an outro for this, so I'm just going to stop talking. And thanks for watching this deck win a game. Wish I had more time.